Hey guys, it's Sarah. Welcome back to my channel. If you haven't already guessed, I'm here for the week dog sitting. I'm taking vacation from work. So for this week, I figured that I would try to do a reading vlog. You guys know I am notorious for not finishing these or completing them, and there's more that haven't seen the light of day than you all probably even know about. I brought options with me because I don't know what I'm gonna be in the mood for, and all of these books are books that I've been really wanting to read over the years. So who knows what I'll want to pick up. But sorry, I'm watching the dog outside, making sure he's not getting into trouble. Okay, so the first book was actually the one I started today as I was driving over here, and that is Twisted Loyalties by Cora Riley. This is the first book of the Kimura. This is editing Sarah here, and I just am going to talk over my description of Twisted Loyalties by Cora Riley, because I don't know, for whatever reason, this girl on the screen here could not get the description of the book straight. I don't know what's happening. Y'all know I'm terrible at book descriptions, but like this was like, I'm trying to edit around my stumbling about, and it's not working. It's not making sense. So I'm just going to insert this clip of me describing what Twisted Loyalties is about, because at this point I've read it and I have a better understanding what it's about. But the basic gist of it is, this is actually a companion series to Cora Riley's first series. I don't remember the series name, but it's like Bound by Honor, Bound by Duty, blah blah blah. So in those first books we get the story of Fabiano's sister. Fabiano is the main character in this book. We get his story after he's been disowned by his father. His father gets remarried, wants his newborn son to be his heir, and then essentially sends Fabiano off to be killed. The guy that is sent to kill him and get rid of him takes pity on him, leaves him with a couple bucks in Russian Bratva territory, and says, "You're on your own. If you survive, great, good for you. If you don't, that's on you." So he ends up getting taken in by a member of the Kimura and works his way up the ranks. He's now the enforcer of the Kimura. He's the guy that knocks heads together, the muscle. And then we have our heroine, Leona, I think is her name. Her mother is a drug addict on rehab, so she moves in with her father in Las Vegas, who is an alcoholic and like a gambling addict, and he's in way over his head of debt with the Kimura, which when Fabiano and Leona meet, they don't know this, but she's looking for a job. He helps her get a job working at the fight club that the guys own and run, and yeah, they have a romance from there, and then things kind of escalate when her father's debt is called to collect. So yes, it's a fantastic romance, and I don't know what this girl was thinking when she's trying to explain it, but I'm gonna send you back to the video, and hopefully I don't need to cut in again, but who knows, we'll see. The next one, that was the other mafia romance that I have been dying to read, is Crow by A. Zavarelli. This one is, I believe it's Irish mafia. Yes, this one is an Irish mafia. These are Italian mafia. Our heroine's best friend goes missing. Something happens to her, disappears, and she knows that he knows what happened to her and where she is, so she kind of infiltrates his life. Doesn't have intentions of falling in love with him, but does. For some reason the Russians want her dead. This one is, I know this is also part of a longer series, as this one is as well. So I'm just gonna read the first ones to dip my feet in. I know I'm gonna be really, really hyped about these. The next one I was really, really eager to read that I finally found a copy of is Bullseye by Monica James. This one I thought was mob related. It might be. I based on the description, I don't think it is, but there could be mob tie. I don't 100% know. So we have our protagonist who he witnesses, or he's forced to watch his brother be brutally murdered, and he has been his entire life he's just striving to get revenge on these people that murdered his brother. Before he can finish the job, he's thrown in jail, and he's in jail for like 12 years. Then he gets out and he's still like on this revenge quest, and he ends up getting a job as a bouncer, I think, at a club or strip club or some kind of club, where he meets our heroine, who's, I think she used to like ballet or something. I think she has a daughter or a son, a kid. I don't remember. I just remember he witnesses his brother get killed, and he's out for revenge after being in jail for 10 years. But it just sounds really good. This one's a duet. Then the last one that I picked, this one actually is a book newer to my like radar, but oh my god, it sounds amazing. And that is All Things Burn by Jody Slaughter. So this is a hitman romance, but I don't think he's part of the mob at all. She is I don't know exactly what she is, but she's like a successful, she's a lawyer. Something happens, she's a lawyer, something happens where some guy is willing to go to extreme measures to take possession of her after he sets his threats on her family. Hallie begins to question every moral she's ever held dear, as she realizes that there's only one way to get him out of her life for good. And that's where our hitman Callum comes in. He's an Irish-American hitman who has made a life out of robbing others of their own. So she hires a hitman to get rid of this guy that's threatening her family. So I don't know if he was a member of the mafia. I'm not sure. But this book just sounds really good. And I think this is one it's a black female character and a white male. He's Irish, obviously, but. So these are the 4, if I can pick them up. These are the 4 books that I'm going to try to get through this week. I'm probably going to tell you that I'm probably not going to get through all of them. The other one that I wanted to add to this list was Lessons in Corruption by Jana Darling, which is the first book of the Fallen Men series. That was another series that has been sitting on my desperately want to read list for a really long time. So we're gonna stick with these 4 for right now, and then we'll see how the week pans out. It is still early in the morning. It is 8:30. I think I'm gonna make some breakfast, and I'm gonna try to get some writing, caught up with some of my writing stuff before I read. I am gonna stay here pretty much most of the day. I'll probably go home about 4 o'clock so I can let my dogs out, feed them, and then spend a few hours there before I come back here tonight. Because I feel bad leaving them home alone all day. Like, I feel really bad. But then like if I leave them home alone all day, like if I'm home, then these guys get left alone. So it's like I don't know what to do besides balance my time. So that's what I've been doing. I've been alternating which days I spend at each house, like I said. Anyway, this intro was super long, but you know, that's how it is. That's how I roll. I really just want to cut this and refilm it, but I'm lazy and don't want to. So we're just gonna work with whatever I have on the screen. Anyway, I'm gonna stop talking and go do something semi-productive. Hey guys, it's Monday, day 3 of my vacation, and I have an update already, which is exciting. I finished Twisted Loyalties by Cora Riley. This is the one audiobook that I had for the week to listen to. But I got so absorbed in it that I literally just sat here for the last like 2 hours and finished reading along with it. So my Hoopla does have the entire series of this, which is very exciting. I was half tempted to start listening to the next book because I am really interested. I know more about like the first 3 books of this series than I do the rest of it, and I'm really interested to have those stories of Nino and Ramo were the 2 and 3. but I'm not. That wasn't part of this vlog. So I ended up giving Twisted Loyalties 4 stars, probably 4.5. I have been wanting to read this for so long that I was just so excited and so into it. And I always love books that actually, like, I feel like those pangs in my chest, like physical reactions to things that happened. And that's when I know it's a really good book. I think the last book I felt that in was probably when I read Bad Saint by Monica James. Like, I literally was just laying in bed, just like my chest was like in pain because of everything that was happening. But this happened a couple times in this, and the way this ends, this is where like it loses like a half a point for me, is because I felt like the conflict in this wrapped up too easily because something happens with Fabiano and Remo, who's the capo of the Camorra. That conflict gets wrapped up by opening an even bigger series-wide conflict, if that makes sense. Like, their personal thing that goes on with them gets kind of pushed to the wayside because something bigger starts to happen. And I can see why the author did it that way, but at the same time I'm like, okay, but that was too easy and too convenient that happened at that moment. However, it also opened up for conflict for throughout the rest of the series, because I do know that, I'm not sure about the second book, but I do know that the third book is Remo's book, and that directly, that book, what happens in that book is directly influenced by what happens at the end of this one. Even though I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm not making sense, but a lot of people have probably already read the series and they know what I'm talking about. Like, they understand my roundabout way of explaining things. Anyway, I really loved this. I am a sucker for a dark, dangerous hero who has a soft spot for the girl. I can't help it. I love that trope. I'm a sucker for it. So yes, this one was 4.5 stars, and I think I'm still gonna be in like a mafia mood, so I think I'm gonna end up picking up Crow by A. Zavarelli. I'm gonna go and do some writing stuff, and maybe I'll read some more. We'll see how far I get, but I'll update you guys hopefully sooner rather than later. I swear I've moved from this spot. Hey guys, it's currently Tuesday evening, just about 7 o'clock on Tuesday. I don't really have a reading update. I mean, I do. Okay, I do have a small, tiny, itty bitty reading update. I used my homeowner's insurance bill as a bookmark, but I started reading Crow by A. Zavarelli literally like this afternoon or this morning. I'm not even through chapter. Okay, so I read the first 2 chapters so far. I don't really have an opinion of it at the moment. I just like that. I really like, I know Diana Gabaldon does this in writing the Outlander books, is when you write an Irish or Scottish brogue in the dialogue, because it makes it easier for me to, like, this is the Irish mafia, so they're Irishmen, and it just makes it a lot more like realistic in my head. I'm hearing the Irish accent as they're talking, because they like the U is like the YE or YE apostrophe VE instead of you've. So I mean, I'm not gonna do it, but like I like when authors write like that, because I do that. I write the brogue as if I'm not being lazy, but usually I write the accent in the dialogue, which I really like. Anyway, so yeah, I literally am like 16 pages in. I had to stop because I had a dentist appointment. So I'm gonna actually, as soon as I'm done filming this clip, gonna read some more, because I am caught up on all my writing stuff as of right now. And I'm probably gonna be here for another maybe 2 hours or so. So I'm gonna get 2 hours of reading done while I'm sitting here. But I just had to pop in and say that I'm kind of a dummy, and I need to research more before I purchase books, because I found, I talk about Penguin books a lot in my videos lately. I obsessively like will look to see what new books are constantly being added. And there was a Kay Webster book added, a Taboo Treat book, and you all know I read in that Kay Webster vlog. There was a bunch of books in that, like companion novels within that series, Taboo Treat series. So I saw one that popped up on Penguin. I was like, oh, like I'll try this one out. Well, I got it today and I'm looking at it and I'm like, why does this sound familiar? So the book is called Easton, all right? But in the inside of it, and I felt like an idiot when I did this. I'm like, I should definitely have read it. So it says, Easton is a steamy, insta-love novella sure to make your heart swell. This book was formerly known as Preach. It was taken down by the Zon, Amazon, because of content. I've made some changes to accommodate them, but rest assured that it doesn't take away from the original story. If you read the other book, you won't need to read this one. Y'all, I read Preach in that reading vlog, and I have a copy of it. So this is the exact same book with a different title, different cover. I'm actually kind of curious what was changed though. Like, I don't know if I'll take the time to actually read it, but I am a little bit curious to know what had to be changed in order for Amazon to put it back up on their website for purchase. I don't know, because I did buy Preach off of Kay Webster's website. I said in that vlog that I got it in her banned book bundle. So now I have this version of that same book, and I don't know if I want to, do I want to keep it? I don't know. Like I don't know. I think I'm going to end up possibly reselling this just because I literally have the exact same book. It doesn't look like it's the same book, but it's the exact same book. And I thought this was another one, a different one in that series. But clearly I didn't research enough first. So there's that. Yeah. But I just wanted to pop in and give something of an update. Hey everyone, it's Thursday. My battery is gonna die, so I'm gonna try to do this super quick. But if you noticed, we're finally in a new location. I actually decided to bring you guys back home with me today. I've been leaving the camera at my cousin's house from dog sitting just because that's where I've been doing most of my reading. But I was here yesterday for a few hours in the afternoon, and this is the room, if you watched my Kay Webster reading vlog, where I was talking about, this is my mother's old bedroom that I'm turning into my library. Now it looks a little bit different now. It's not completely done, but that's what my plan is today. Before I go into all of that, I'm going to give you guys a reading update. I did not completely finish Crow by A. Zavarelli, but I have less than 100 pages left, so I am almost done. And I was a little bit worried at first when I started this because the whole like beginning, like maybe 30 pages or so, it was just like, I felt like I was being talked to. Like it was just like Mackenzie, our heroine, was just like info dumping stuff. And I was just like, okay. So I was like, oh no, is this how this book's gonna be? But it turns around once we get more into, once her and Crow start to really interact a lot. I'm really interested in this so far. There's a lot of really good, A. Zavarelli knows how to write smut, let me just tell you. But I do have to say one thing, that while I am enjoying this story, I currently have Reaper in my Amazon cart right now because I am dying for the Ronan and Sasha story. We get a lot of it in this, like what's going on with Sasha and like the whole like what's the deal with between her and Ronan, because obviously Ronan has like some kind of feelings or interest in her, but like we don't know if there was something going on there in the past or what happened. But with what's going on with her now and then the things that he does, I'm like, yes, please, I need to read their book like so bad. So I don't think I'm going to order it until, because I have Prime, so it'll be here in like, 2 days or less, but I don't want to order it until I finish this vlog because I know I'm going to immediately pick it up and devour it. Although I said that with This Is Love, Baby, and I still haven't finished that book yet, so. Anyway, yeah, so I definitely think I'm going to be continuing with this series ASAP. The books, because it's an older series, the books aren't quite as expensive on Amazon. Like normally an indie published romance is like $15 and up. I think these are like $12.99. But anyway, yes, I am enjoying this so far. I like that they have all the different mafias. We have the Irish mafia, the Russians, we have the Armenians, which is a new one. And we have they mentioned the Italians. There aren't really like a whole lot of Italian. And usually when you think mafia, you think Italian mafia. That's just like how it is. Hi, Tyler. But this is primarily Irish, and they have an alliance with the Russians. And I found out, I was looking to see who gets, because there's only 6 books in the series, like this series is completed. And I was trying to see who gets which book. And I know the 3rd book is our Russian guy, Alexei. And Talia, which is interesting. Interesting. I mean, I know it's not I kind of spoiled myself for how this book ends. Like I read the very last line and I was like, oh. And now that I know what the book 3 is about, I'm even more curious. So I'm really excited. I'm definitely going to be continuing on with this series, like I said, as soon as possible. But that's my reading update. So I have less than 100 pages left. I am definitely going to finish that today. It's just a matter of when today, because I do want to finish, or at least almost get this room completely done. Welcome to Friday morning. I just realized the cat is sitting right there. And the dog is here too. Welcome to Friday morning. It is like 6 a.m., which is why I probably look a hot mess. I mean, I usually always kind of look like this because I'd rather, when I have in the mood to do an update, I don't want to sit there and have to do my hair and makeup and whatever. So anyway, the most I've done this morning is change my shirt. Update. Before I run back to my cousin's house and start a new book. I finished Crow last night. Like I said I was going to. I actually did. Not till like super late because I just ended up, I don't know. I kept like stalling picking up the book for some reason. I don't know if it's because I didn't want it to end. I don't know what the hell. That usually happens a lot for me though. Like I'll want to read and I'll be like make time out of my day to read, but like I'll just procrastinate and stall because I don't want to, like I want to pick up the book, but like I don't feel like picking up the book. I don't know. It's a weird thing. Anyway, I finished Crow. I think on my Goodreads, because immediately after I finish a book, I always get onto Goodreads and do at least my star rating, even if I don't necessarily write out my full review, because I don't like writing it on my phone. I don't like typing on my phone at all. I'd rather wait till I get on the computer to write a full thing out. But I do at least give my star rating and then go back later. So I think I ended up giving it 4.5 stars. I always round it up to 5. And I was thinking about it more this morning. And I don't know if I'm going to drop it to maybe a 4. Like this book was still like really good. And a mafia romance that I just, stuff I wanted in it. It wasn't too like over the top mafia. There was some, I mean, I've read darker things. There was a couple things in here that were like, oh, like there's a, I guess it's not really a spoiler. Maybe it is. I don't know. But there's like a human trafficking aspect to this. But it doesn't go like so deep into it that it's like uncomfortable, if you know what I mean. I mean, there's a scene, there is one scene that might border like, eh. So I dropped it to 0.5 star because of the beginning being like totally an monologue of info dumping, and I was getting like really bored. I was like, God, I hope this isn't what the whole book's gonna be like. But it's not. It turned around as soon as we got more of Crow in it, like her and Crow interacting. And then there's a, I don't know if I'd call it a twist because I wasn't like thrown for a loop, you know, when they revealed at the end what happened. It was kind of like, okay, yeah, that tracks. Like it wasn't anything, like I didn't necessarily guess it. I think I had hunches about who did it. You know what I mean? Like you kind of like, okay, well, they are obviously like an antagonist of some sort. It's just a matter of how. And the one person in this I thought was going to be more of a villainous character in a different book. But it turns out it was more in, it was in this one in a way that I didn't necessarily expect. But the other thing, sorry, I'm being like so cryptic because I'm really afraid of, I don't know like how necessarily to talk about things without blatantly telling you what happened. And I don't want to spoil, like some people consider like certain things are spoilers, and I'm just like, I don't want to. Like, this is at the end of the book though, so like it is a big spoiler if I were to say anything. But like the one person that was involved, I was like, okay, that makes sense. It was just a matter of how they were involved. And then it was weird when they were describing like what happened to lead them to this state, this predicament that they were in. And I was like, really? So I wasn't really a fan of like that. It just felt, I don't know, like too easy and like really off. I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't, like, it was still really good. I still really, really enjoyed it. I love the brooding of Ronan, which I'm excited for. His book is next. It's him and Sasha is next. And then because of, we get a scene toward the end with Alexei, the Russian guy that works with them. And we get to see a little bit more of him and who he is and how he is. And I'm like, ooh. And I think his book is book 3, which is Ghost. So, and it's him and, I don't know if I mentioned who it's with in that, but it's him and Talia is her name. And if you read this book, it's not really a spoiler of who Talia is. But I'm excited for book 2 and 3. I think, now that I'm thinking about it, I think book 4, is it Saint or Thief? There's Saint and Thief. I don't remember which one's which. I think 4 is Saint, and I think that's Rory's book, which we also meet Rory in here. And then I'm trying to remember who the heck is book 5. I don't remember at this current moment. But we don't really get a whole lot of, we do get a brief glimpse of, like Rory's talked about, and we get a brief glimpse of Rory and Scarlet, I think is the female in that book. But like brief, like a brief one-off sentence that kind of is an indication of they're going to be in that book. Anyway, this has been a long-winded wrap up, but I think saying all of that, I might end up dropping it to 4 stars. I may leave it at 4.5. I don't know. When I go back to write my review in a little while, I'll decide for sure then. But this definitely really great start to the series. Of course, always the first book I feel like always gets the shit end of the stick because it's always like especially with a series, a long series, it's a setup. So you have to set up events throughout that are going to take place throughout the rest of the series, but at the same time give us a compelling like romance. You know what I mean? Like I feel like it's a little bit, sometimes these kind of books weigh more heavily on the overarching plot than they do the romance. This one wasn't. This one had, I think, a fairly decent balance of things. I think that it had a decent balance of things, but I'm just like saying for context, like a lot of times when they start series like this, it's either leans to either the overall arcing plot of the series is weak and no one cares about it, they just want the romance, or it's weighs too much the other way and like everyone's like, okay, well, we didn't get enough romance, like we don't care about this couple, it put too much on whatever the whole plot is of the whole series. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it can go either way. That was just a little bit of me having a little bit of some sort of discussion at 6 o'clock in the morning because this is the things I think about as I'm sitting here talking to the camera. All right, anyway, I'm gonna go. I have to finish getting dressed. I'm wearing like pajama shorts. But yeah, so I'm going to, I think when I get back to my cousin's house, after I take care of their dogs, I'm probably gonna shower there first. And then I'm going to probably pick up Bullseye next. And then I know I have a couple little writing things I need to catch up on today as well. So I will be at my cousin's most of the day. I've decided I'm gonna go see Downton Abbey this afternoon, and I think the earliest showing for that at my little local theater is 4:15. So I have plenty of time to read and get some writing done because I have nothing to do while I'm over there, like I always say. And that's it. I guess I'll update you guys a little bit later. I know I said I was going to give an update later. This isn't really an update. I just want to make a comment or a note for future reference. I started Bullseye by Monica James. I'm literally 4 pages in, okay? 4 pages in, and Bull, our protagonist, has just gotten literally walked right out of prison and is walking down the street and refers to the rain as angel piss. And I'm like, this should be a thing. Like, I'm going to now refer to rain as angel piss because that's clever. I've actually never heard that before. Is that like a common phrase that people use in Detroit, I think is where this takes place? I don't know. But I love it, and I cannot wait to read some more. Hello, good morning. I'm sorry for the light in the background. It's Saturday. It is not even 7 a.m. yet. Can you tell I'm like an early to bed, early to rise person? Because I have to be since I go to work at 6 o'clock in the morning. First and foremost, again, I need to find a real bookmark because I read, where am I? 60 pages of Bullseye so far yesterday, and I am liking it so far. So a lot of times when you have characters that are strippers, they are either a secondary character and they're slutty and become a problem, or they are like abhorred by the profession that they've been thrown into. Like they literally are just doing it because they need the money. Like it's not anything they are proud of. And I mean, I can understand that, how it's not what they want to do. They kind of just, this is the last resort that I needed to do to make money, to provide for myself, my family, you know, whatever. And I can understand that, but I also, it's a little bit refreshing. Now, our main character, Lily, her stage name is Tiger Lily, which I think is funny because that's my friend's dog's name. She is half stripper at night, and then in the day she's a ballet instructor for like tiny little kids. And she does have a son, and she is stripping for the extra money to be able to provide for her son and to, you know, pay the bills and stuff, because she even says it in here that she only gets paid enough teaching to cover the rent for the month, which is, I mean, honestly understandable. But, and while she doesn't necessarily really like, I don't know, she doesn't really like to be, this isn't what she wants to have to do, but it's just like when she's, at least so far in these 60 pages, I don't know if her thoughts, if we'll get more thoughts about it, but in this, she kind of like owns it. Like, she's a dancer and she knows how to dance, and whenever she goes on stage, like, she uses her body as a weapon pretty much. And it's just funny because there's an inner monologue scene where she's doing a routine on the stage and she's just like, I can't believe the guys eat this shit up. It's easy money, and she is really good at it, and she owns it, and she knows she's good at it. She even has like her own, like, I don't know if she's like top girl, but she's like one of the like premier, I don't even know, that's the word I'm looking for, but she's like one of the best strippers at the club, one of the best girls. So she gets a lot of money at night doing it. And our guy Bullseye, which I think his real name's Cody, but they just call him, ever since he's been in prison since he was 18, they call him Bull now. He gets a job working as a bouncer, because, or security guard, I guess, for the strip club that she works for, because the guy that works there is not very good at his job. So, and I'm wondering if there's going to be some, I know there's some like tension there, because the guy that works there now is like kind of like up in his face, like thinking he's probably gonna steal his job. But like, you're not even like protecting the girls you're there to protect, like, hello. So yeah, there's already a kind of mutual pining thing going on. Like, she gets insulted because well, first of all, he doesn't like to be touched, which I find interesting, because he was just in jail. Well, I mean, I guess it makes sense, he was just in jail for 12 years, but he doesn't like to be touched. and she respects that, but at the same time, like, he like kind of blows her off because he doesn't want to get involved, and he's kind of like, just like, she's gonna be trouble, like, I need to not do this. And she's kind of like pissed off about it because she's like, seriously, you're just gonna fucking ignore me? Like, excuse you. So there's like that mutual thing back and forth going on, like, will they, won't they? And it's like already 60 pages in. Obviously we know they will because it's their romance. So tomorrow is the last day of my vacation. Sad. But tomorrow I have a Memorial Day cookout thing to go to in the afternoon, but it's not until like 3 o'clock. So I will be at my cousin's like all day tomorrow. So I may read, depending on how much I get done today, I may try to read the rest of it tomorrow. And exciting news, that used bookshop that I'm constantly going to and talking about all the time is having a Memorial Day sale. So every book in there is $1. They do have a minimum purchase of $10, which is fine because I normally spend like $40 when I go there on a normal day. So I may go, I don't really know if I want to go today because it's actually down closer to where my cousin lives, and they close at, actually I could go today. Oh, I said they close at 5, but I won't go down probably down there till almost about 3:34, but that's when it gets busy down. I don't know. I may just go tomorrow morning because I'll already be down there. I'm going to start getting things done that I need to get done, and I will update you guys later. Hey guys, it's Sunday. You're sitting on my bookshelf real quick. I only have a few minutes to do this update, which will help me from not rambling on. So my plan was to hopefully finish Bullseye last night into today, and I didn't do that. It's only like 1:30 right now, so there's still a lot of the afternoon left. However, like I said, I'm going to go to a cookout. I don't plan on spending a lot of time there because I do have to go to work at like super early tomorrow morning. I have to be there at 4, so I do plan on leaving a little bit early. So that being said, when I get home, there's no way I'm going to be able to go to sleep at 7, 8 o'clock, unfortunately for me, tomorrow. So I do plan, I have about 80 pages left of this. So when I come home after that, barring any other distractions, I do plan on finishing this hopefully tonight. If not, I absolutely will finish this tomorrow after I get back from work. And then I will round out this reading vlog with my ending thoughts and all that fun stuff. But real quick, I ended up going to the dollar book sale that my bookstore, used bookstore, was having yesterday. My friend's mom also wanted to go, so we all just decided to go together, which is fine because I wouldn't have taken the time today to go. So there was a minimum $10 purchase because the books were $1. I ended up bringing home, I think, 12, and the vast majority of them, I think all of them except for one, are historical romances, because that's a lot of what they have there mostly. Unless they get something traded in, then they usually post it on their Facebook, and I'll have a special shelf for it. But normally when I'm going there, it's to either look for J.R. Ward books, or they have a really good paranormal romance section actually, and then the romance section as well. So I'm gonna go through real quick all the books that I got. So the first one I got is a Mary Jo Putney. It's Once a Scoundrel, and I don't think, oh, some of them do have step backs. I always forget to show the step backs when I do historical romances. Then I got a Joanna Lindsey. I got Gentle Rogue. I got another Joanna Lindsey, Hearts Aflame, which I know is one of Jess from Peace Love Books, her favorites, I think, from Joanna. I got a Lisa Kleypas, again, The Magic, again, another one of Jess's favorites. I got an Eva Lee, Counting on a Countess, a book of the London Underground series. And Elizabeth Hoyt, To Seduce a Sinner. One day I will remember to look to see if there are step backs, but oh, that one, I love that step back actually. That's a really nice one. All right, I got Pleasures of a Notorious Gentleman by Lorraine Heath. Another Lorraine Heath, Beauty Tempts the Beast, a Sin for All Seasons novel. I love Beauty and the Beast retelling. Beauty and the Beast and Hades and Persephone are like two of my favorite sort of retellings. I got a Judith McNaught, A Kingdom of Dreams, and I don't, yeah, there's a step back. And then I got A Scoundrel of Her Own by Stacy Reed. And this one is actually an ARC. It's an Eva Lee, My Fake Rake, A Union of the Rakes. It's an uncorrected proof, not for sale. So I found an ARC, wasn't looking for it, but I found it, so I figured that I would purchase it. This is actually the second ARC I found in this store. I think the first one was Not Every Heart a Doorway, Down Among the Sticks and Bones, I believe, was the one I found. But, so I have that one. And then finally, this is actually a book I already have, but I have it, excuse me, I have it in, yeah, I have it in paperback, mass market paperback, and they had a hardcover of No Exit by Taylor Adams, which is a beautiful, almost, it looks brand new, this copy, and it was $1. So we're gonna upgrade. So yeah, so that was my haul from the dollar book sale. And now I'm wondering if I'm gonna have a big enough shelf for all my historical romances. I may have to go about finding a third media shelf like the one I have and figure out what to do with that. But anyway, Bullseye, real quick. I am really enjoying this. We get a backstory. I don't remember if I'm mistakenly said it was he witnesses his sister get killed, and that's what puts him on this path to revenge. It's actually his older brother that gets killed when they're kids. And he ends up killing one of the guys. And I have a hunch, I feel like there's a connection between what happened back then and with going on, aside from him on his revenge quest to kill the remaining three men that were involved in his brother's death. But I feel like the one that he killed, I feel like has some sort of connection to our girl Lily. I think it seems plausible, and if I'm right, oh my god. Yeah, so I don't know, I'm curious to see if I'm right or not, but it just, there's something shady going on here. There's also something shady going on with one of the, she works at a strip club, and there's a rival strip club that is was trying to like get her to work for him. So, and there's something shady going on with that too. So I'm just curious to see what's all going to happen and how this is all going to culminate. So I know definitely when I come home, I literally stopped in the middle of a chapter because I had to go, but definitely when I come home tonight, I'm probably going to devour the rest of this. And then I don't know, depending on how late it is, I don't think I'm going to do an update then. I might, depending on how my feels are. But I will definitely, after I sleep on it and go through work, we'll come back tomorrow and give you my final thoughts and close out the vlog. And then also, I reminded myself when I was doing the haul, or when I was getting all these new books and planning on hauling them in this video, because I didn't want to add more to my haul video at the end of June that I'm going to do next. I never posted the one from freaking January through March. I posted my wrap up, never posted the haul. I didn't even process it out. It was still sitting in edit mode on my computer. So I need to do that, which is something I'm probably gonna end up doing tomorrow, because I don't think I'm gonna take the time to do that tonight. But anyway, I'm gonna go. I will catch you guys later on to close out this vlog. Hey guys, I don't even want to tell you what day it is, but it's Wednesday. I didn't finish Bullseye whatever night it was I wanted to finish it. I don't remember when my last update was. Sunday maybe? I don't even remember if I read anymore when I came back, and then I had to be to work super early in the morning on Monday, and I read maybe a chapter Monday night and then fell asleep because I was so tired. So I finally finished the book last night, Tuesday night, like super late at night again. I was just so tired and kept falling asleep. Anytime I tried to read, I kept falling asleep. Even as I was trying to finish it, I had like 50 pages left. I was like literally like my eyes kept closing and like losing focus as I was reading, and I wasn't, I don't even think I remember fully what happened at the end. But anyway, I finished it finally. So I'm going here to close out this vlog. So for Bullseye, I ended up giving it 4 stars. What I mentioned before, when I had a theory about how he's connected with Lily, I was correct. And I have to say that this is a duet, and so it's not, the story's not completely wrapped up. There's a whole, like a new can of worms is opened up at the end, but it's not like cliffhangery. It's not like a shocking thing that happens. within like the last few pages. Like it's kind of like a build up over like the last chapter or two. So I didn't immediately have the urge to go buy the second one because I need to absolutely know what happens ASAP. So I am definitely going to read the second one, but it's not one that I feel an immediacy, is that a word? An immediate need to pick up and read. But I've read one other Monica James, which was Bad Saint, and I was obsessed with that series. Or at least the first 2 books. I still don't like the third one, but we're not going to go into that. And I still really love her as a writer. I love the dark themes that she brings to her romances, because there is some dark stuff that happens. We do get flashbacks of the night of his brother's death. I definitely recommend this series, and I'm actually glad I finally got to read it, because it has been sitting in my like the back of my mind for a really long time, and then I just kept forgetting about it, and I was getting really upset because I would remember about it, and then I was like, I need to read this book because I'm gonna forget about it. I'm gonna be very upset because one day I'm gonna be like, oh my god, I never got to read it. So I'm really excited for that. I'm definitely going to pick up the second book at some point, probably not right away, not immediately, but absolutely would really love this series. And I really need to find more to read by Monica James. I know she's got a bunch of other stuff out. I do have her newish book, North of the Stars, which I think is a Viking romance, so I have that one up there that I can read as well. So I'm really excited because it's kind of like it's a historical one, but if it has the dark themes that she normally writes in her romances, I'm here for it. So that was the Bullseye was the last book I read for this weekly reading vlog. The other 2 books, the first one, if you guys remember the spar, was Twisted Loyalties by Cora Riley. I don't remember if I gave this 4 or 5 stars, but this was the first book of the Kimura Chronicles, another book that I was super excited to read. And then of course I read Crow by A. Zavarelli, which I think I gave this one 4.5 stars maybe. And I do have to say though that after a while, like now that I'm getting further away from reading these, the sort of kind of are starting to blend together, or I'm remembering less of Twisted Royalties and thinking more of Crow, because even though there's a fighting, like the underground fighting thing that is more prominent in Twisted Royalties, there's also some of it in this, and I'm like, oh no, like they're similar in some ways. But I am definitely going to look into getting the rest of these series, especially I really want to read Reaper. I have not ordered it yet. I think I'm going to wait till I get paid on Friday before I do order, but it is sitting in my cart on Amazon, so I absolutely am going to be picking up Reaper as soon as possible. I definitely want to finish reading both of these series and at some point get this. So these are the books that I read for this reading vlog. These are books that I've been dying to read for a really long time. Just some of them. There are a lot more on this list that are sitting up there that I may get to next, or may do another reading vlog for. I'm not 100% sure. But I'm going to wrap up this vlog. I hope it's not really long. It might be though. I haven't looked at the clips yet. Normally I try to edit as I go, but because I was moving back and forth to houses, I didn't want to have to keep plugging in my camera to upload the clips onto my computer. And I have an external hard drive I use because my computer is pretty much at capacity right now, and I didn't want to lug that around with me. So anywho, I hope you guys enjoyed this weekly vlog, and let me know your thoughts on any of these books and what you think I should dive into next, because I loved these so much. If you have any recommendations for me, I am absolutely all ears. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.